I can't fucking breathe, dude.
This is what it's all about, dude. All right, let's.
Whew. Okay.
Fuck off! I have to host this one. Fuck off,
dude. Okay.
Enough. Hey, I'm Gerry.
Hey, I'm Aaron. And this is Retro Rehab.
Welcome back to Retro Rehab, the greatest collaboration of all time. Today, we're going to talk about throwing some Phoenix Downs on some franchises that are either dead and gone, or just they need a revival. You know?
Like Pitbull.
Like Pitbull. Is he dead? Hey, can we get a quick check? Is Pitbull still alive?
Pitbull. I typed it really stupidly. I typed Pitbull, is he alive?
Pitbull, is he alive?
So his full name, Armando Christian Perez. Yeah, he's still alive, dude. He's 5'9". What a fucking shorty, dude.
That's 2 for 2 if you're counting. Last week was Ludacris. We checked to make sure Ludacris was still alive. Our boy Ludacris is still alive, and we got Mr. Worldwide, Mr. Where. So we're doing pretty. We're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. But before we get into throwing some Phoenix Downs at some franchises and talking about games that we feel like should get revivals, let's talk about what's going on in the world of retro for a quick second, because there's a couple things. A couple little tidbits of news in the world of retro. If you are up to date on the company Analogue, they announced that they were doing a restock on their Analogue Pockets, and they're gone. They're gone. It lasted, I think, a day and a half, and they're goodbye. I was lucky enough to get myself an Analogue Pocket. I am very excited to get it, but there's some stuff about Analogue that I don't know. Look, the hardware itself is fantastic. They did release their own cores, because like you don't have to have the physical hardware. You don't gotta. It's kind of like the Mister. Like, it has its own cores and stuff, and I think it supports up to. And Aaron, you'll be happy to know this. It supports up to TurboGrafx CD.
The Analogue Pocket.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's fucking sweet, dude.
It sure does. Not easily though. Like, you gotta kind of figure that shit out yourself. Analogue made their own cores and never updated them. Like, for 2 years. They still haven't been updated, as far as I know.
What the fuck?
So the community took to it, and they were like, fuck it. We're going to make our own cores. And I think it was only a couple of months ago that they actually released like scanline filters and different like filters and stuff, because the filters wouldn't work with the analog cores. And there's still some things, like some kinks getting worked out with some of these like the community cores. Because essentially some of them don't support save states. And if you don't know, the way that Analogue... Well, I'm okay with not having save states so much, but the Analogue Pocket uses save states so it can sleep.
Oh, shit.
Like, when you put it to sleep, that's what it does. It does a... Because, like, obviously, like, if you turn off a Game Boy, it turns off. Like, there's no sleep on a Game Boy. Right?
Yeah.
So it uses save states to allow the sleep mode. So I guess the Game Boy Color or the Game Boy... Yeah, the Game Boy Color one. Game Boy and Game Boy Color. The developer said that he's working on the save states. So it should be soon. But it's crazy to think that like a year ago, people that had these pockets just had to deal with it. Like, nope. Too bad. Just use the shitty analog cores, but now there's better ones out there. But I'm really excited. It should be, at the time of this recording, oddly enough, I ordered my dock the day after I ordered the Pocket, because I got like FOMO, like a motherfucker. I was like, because the other thing is I looked up like, what's an alternative to the analog dock? And I quickly found all the responses were nope. Because they have like their own proprietary thing. Like you can't just like use a USB to HDMI on the Analogue Pocket. It does not work. It has to be that dock. So it's a fantastic piece of hardware, but the company itself is just, I don't know. It's like the Apple of retro stuff. And that's coming from somebody who I do like myself some Apple stuff, but like, I don't know, all the proprietary shit. It just, I don't know.
There's no way at all to like put custom firmware on an Analogue Pocket, like ArcOS or anything like that. It has to be what's like what they put in it.
As far as I know, yeah, it's just it's not so much the OS. Like the OS is fine. It's just the cores themselves are the things that are the more desired thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I really wish I would have bought one of these when the transparent ones were on sale.
Dude, yeah,
or the glow in the dark one. Oh man, I remember sharing that.
And they even went as far as to replicate the same like dye as the colored Game Boy Colors. Like all those colors that they did for a limited time for the Pockets, like they were color matched to the old school Game Boys. Like it was crazy. It's crazy what they did.
Really fucking cool.
Fantastic product. Like the hardware itself is just amazing.
God,
and it's not a replacement for the Mister, but like if you were to say like I don't really want to do a Mister yet or something, and you were more of like a handheld person, I would say like 100%. Like this is the way to go. Like because again, this is FPGA. As I mentioned before, FPGA is not emulating games; it's emulating consoles.
Yeah,
it's accuracy at its highest. Like it's still, I guess, it is a form of emulation, I guess, but like not really at the same time.
I guess like at a higher level, because like instead of, I don't know how the fuck to explain it. Yeah.
Well, actually, technically speaking, it's low level. High level emulation is like, I think I hope I'm not fucking that up. I think high level emulation is like less accurate, but low level is like much more accurate. So that's why like
that makes sense.
I know that the N64 core on RetroArch has some options to do like to use different plugins, and one of those plugins is the Parallel, and Parallel uses low level because it's LLE. So that's a thing. That's low level emulation. It's a thing, dude. But yeah, if the Analogue Pockets go back up and there's another resupply, I highly encourage Aaron, especially you, to get one.
I want that fucking transparent. I want the green one, but I want to be less of a basic bitch and go.
They were a limited time only, and I don't know if they're doing those again. You can find them on Marketplace though. There's like even up here in my city, like I've seen them, but you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay.
I'm gonna look it up, dude. Oh, this is gonna hurt.
You're gonna be upset.
Oh, this is gonna hurt, bro.
You're gonna be upset. I'm gonna guess $450, right?
Actually, no, $350.
But that's $350 US.
Oh, yeah.
To me, that's expensive. I paid.
Oh no.
I think the Pockets are only $221 US or $229 or something.
Well, I'm pissed.
Yeah, I mean you can get one. There's worse things you could spend your money on,
like a Pitbull CD.
Yeah,
$1 Pepsi.
Speaking of emulation, did you see that Apple opened its floodgates? Did you see this?
I saw it. Like the first one they allowed was some NES emulator, which is
when I see the article, I was like, "Get the fuck out of here! Are you serious? Apple is allowing emulators on the App Store now. After all these years, finally.
Why are they suddenly doing it now? Just because of the demand?
Maybe somebody at Apple was like, you don't fuck with Yuzu. You don't fuck with Yuzu. We're putting them all up.
You don't fuck with Yuzu. Oh,
R.I.P. Yuzu and Citra.
God damn, dude.
But yeah, it's crazy. I can't wait to see what the biggest thing would be to see RetroArch get added to the App Store. That would be some shit.
Yeah,
because like as far as emulation goes, like
about
RetroArch is like the thing. I feel like there's emulators that are more accurate and other things like outside of RetroArch, but even a lot of those have been implemented as cores into RetroArch at this point. And yeah, if RetroArch gets added to the App Store, like that's a game changer. Give me one of those backbones, a bottle of lube, and 15 minutes with RetroArch, and we're fucking off, dude.
Oh fuck yeah, dude. Oh fuck, bud. Yeah.
Oh god,
I can't top that. But yeah, I'm really surprised it took Apple this long to allow that shit on there. Because like, what's the worst that could fucking happen? I mean, I doubt it. I don't know. I don't know anything about Apple, man. But that's good. That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then finally, to top up the news, I usually go digging through to see what new translations and stuff we have in the retro community, whether it's through romhacking.net. CD Romance is great because they upload like the game that's already like pre-patched and stuff. There was one that caught my eye that's been recently translated. It's a PS1 RPG called Linda Cubed Again. And it's a port of Linda Cubed for, I think, the PC Engine, which was technically the TurboGrafx. It was ported to PS1. It was then also ported to Sega Saturn, but the only English version that we have, as far as I know, is the PS1 translation that just came out. And it's like, I don't know if you're looking at these screenshots I added to the notes here.
They look really fucking cool. It's like...
It is interesting. So what people are... like, when I was digging into it to try to find out, like... Because here's the weird thing. When it comes to, like, finding little gems like this, I don't want to see any videos of it for some reason. I'd rather just see a screenshot. Kind of like... I guess it's kind of like hearkening back to, like, the good old days of seeing, like, something in a magazine and be like, oh, I can't wait to try this out. So, like, I'd rather not look at videos of stuff. I'd rather experience the game, like, just by a few screenshots. Like, because the screenshots that I grabbed and threw into this, I was instantly like, what the hell is this game? And people said that it's pretty much Phantasy Star meets Shin Megami Tensei.
That's fucking tight. Yeah,
and it takes place in Neo, Kenya.
What the fuck?
Yes. And There's like 3 scenarios, and like each one is like a different timeline. So like scenario A, B, C. But by the time you get to C, apparently, like they're making fun of scenario A and B and being like, that wasn't shit. That wasn't nothing. You wait till you see all this stuff. And like they're making like inside jokes about like what happened in this game and stuff. And like, yeah, it's just supposed to be like batshit crazy. And I feel like you and I, for people that really like weird games like Earthbound, I feel like we should both try this thing out.
This looks really, really fucking rad. Yeah, there's that one screenshot where it looks like a man that resembles Hitler. He's like, he's got
Mecha Hitler.
Yeah, Mecha Hitler. He's like, it reminds me of something from like the movie Akira. Akira. To put the Japanese twang on it. That's something you'd see in that, but like Hitler if he was Akira, I guess. And there's a whale. There's a big fucking whale island they're fighting. What the shit,
dude? It looks crazy. And like, this is the thing about retro. And this is like all jokes aside, this is why I feel like we needed to do this podcast, because I cannot believe after all these years, there's still
Whoa. Sorry, keep going. Keep going.
What did you see?
Oh man, hang on. I'll
I can
send
see
it
the
to you.
reflection in your glasses, kind of.
Hold on, bro. I'll send it in the chat. No, you know what? You'll take this link too. Where's the chat? There's a bunch of screenshots on that bastard.
Nice. But yeah, what I was gonna say was that even after like all these years of like playing retro shit and playing ROMs and emulators, I cannot believe that there's just like it feels like something every month that I'm like, I've never heard of this, never seen it before. Where's this been? And like stuff just pops up. Like it's fucking wild. Like I can't believe it sometimes. But yeah, Linda cubed again. Go check it out. New translation out. And with that, I have.
Oh, this looks really, really cool.
Yep, do it.
I'm gonna.
So, topic of the day: game franchises that need revivals. Aaron,
Yes,
why
sir.
don't you kick us off with the first thing that you feel like you need to resurrect?
First, I'm gonna download this game. If I can find a goddamn link for it. The first series I had down to bring back from the dead, Custom Robo, because motherfucker, there were 4 games in total. The America only saw 2 because Nintendo hates us. But so the series is the name kind of describes it all. It's people fighting with robots that you can customize with like just a million different fucking parts. Like there's legs that affect your speed and like how you dodge and shit like that, how many jumps you get. There's different guns that affect like your fire pattern. Like you can get like a 3-way spread. You can get a dragon one that shoots little like dragon flame balls out. You can shoot like a sword that flies into the air, stays there for a little bit, and then just shoots down at an enemy. There's all sorts of different guns. There's bombs. There's what's called a pod where it shoots out like a little like a deployable explosive thing, I guess. There's just all sorts of different parts. And I think the last one we got was I think it was Custom Robo Arena on DS, because there was 2 for the
there was
Nintendo
more than
60.
one?
Yeah, there was 4. There was
Oh shit,
2,
I didn't know that.
2 on N64 that only came out in Japan. But the first game does have a complete fan translation. The second one, I don't think. I think it's like partially done. The one on the GameCube is the one that I played the most, and it's got a bitchin' soundtrack. And then yeah, the one on the DS is still pretty good, but the soundtrack isn't nearly as bitchin'. Not quite as bitchin'. Maybe like 3/10 bitchin'. But yeah, Custom
So I guess
Robo,
like yeah, like what do you think would like what do you visualize like a modern Custom Robo like revive looking like?
You know, I'm glad you asked that, Jerry. I could see it. Give me. I want to see like just bunches of different game modes, like 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, maybe even like 12 person free for all. I don't know,
Fucking
whatever kind
battle royales and shit.
Yeah, basically, because the gameplay is like when you're playing as the Robos anyway. You're in this little arena, and there's little walls and shit that you can go behind for cover, and it's kind of like at an isometric overhead view almost, but you could do a lot with that, really. Like yeah, put like multiple levels into an arena, make like big awesome arenas. They could add even more ways to customize your Robos. I don't know, Nintendo could add Mii's into it, I guess, if they really fucking wanted to.
Yeah, they could.
I don't know why. It'd be awesome for today's online multiplayer fucking world, but Nintendo's just like...
I still need to throw that on. A buddy of mine, I think, threw it on after you talking about it on, I think it was episode 1. Yeah, it was episode 1 of this. It was our random recommended game at the end.
Yeah.
You mentioned Custom Robo, and he threw it on. He was like, man, it seems pretty cool. So yeah, I definitely want to check that out at some point. So
yeah,
I can kind of get a better handle on, because all that sounds really cool. Like I feel like that's the thing, right? Like when you think about revivals, like I feel like it's always one part fan service, but it's also like another part like how can we make money? Like will this make us money? And part of the reason why I wanted to do this episode is because had this been a year ago and we did this episode, I would have been screaming for Secret of Mana. Like, man, bring Secret of Mana back. Like, what the hell's going on with this franchise? Like, you just keep remaking these games. Like, and then Trials of Mana sold really well for their expectations. And then finally, we get Visions of Mana, which, by the way, looks fucking dope. I don't know if you've been keeping up. It's pretty fucking good. So yeah, like that was kind of the crux of I've been screaming about some of these franchises. One of the franchises that I've been screaming about that I don't think we'll ever get. If we do, I'll be shocked. But it is a crying shame that we have not had a proper Goemon game since 2000 and motherfucking 5.
Holy shit! 2005.
Yes. It was a DS game. Sorry. I mean, technically the last Goemon game was 2009, and it was a fucking pachinko.
God damn it, dude. Fucking Konami.
Let that say. I was just going to say, take one fucking guess who owns the rights to Goemon. The only company that could take any of their wildly popular franchises and be like, nah, we're just going to do pachinko.
They probably make way more money off of pachinko than they do any fucking Goemon game. I mean, that's not to say Goemon doesn't sell a lot, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know what the sales are like for Goemon, but I don't know, like reintroducing Goemon to the mainstream, like it would be amazing either way. I think because like even in the last like 10 years, there's been a massive resurgence of 2D platformers like Metroidvanias, and even like the HD retro stuff has been coming back. Like I feel like Shovel Knight started really pushing the envelope forward for like, hey, let's get like these really highly polished indie games that look like NES, SNES games. Like let's get these back into the mainstream because it doesn't have to have like these AAA graphics to make a big difference. I mean, it probably goes back further than that, even to like the Xbox Live Arcade stuff. Like I remember Castle Crashers being like one of the best games ever. I couldn't believe it, and it was like it looked like a Flash game.
Or like Fez. Fez was like an SNES game, pretty much.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like bringing Goemon back now, like we did get like this. Well, I mean, we didn't get it, but Japan got it. It was announced in one of their directs, and people started picking up on it. They're like, hey, did anybody catch the Japanese direct? They showed this, and it's literally a spiritual successor to Goemon. Like, it looks like Mystical Ninja 64, but like newer. And it's not Goemon, but it may as well be. He has pretty sure he has a chain pipe and shit, or maybe he has like these two like sticks.
He's got a fucking blunt.
But yeah, it's basically like a spiritual successor to Goemon. I'd be curious to know what that game did in numbers in Japan, because I feel like maybe Goemon does. No, it for sure does way better, because we didn't get like, I don't know, like 2/3 of the games that were ever released for Goemon over here. But yeah, I would like to see like a 2D game, but even like a 3D action adventure game, like Mystical Ninja 64, but with like modern mechanics and like a large, but not too big, like fully explorable world in Edo. Because cool. Like, yeah, like the game is like, it's always based in Japan, but it's like Edo, Japan, and it would be cool to see like what a fully like open, like again, not like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom massive, but like just like an open world ish type of Goemon would be fantastic. Like I think it would be so good now. Enough about Goemon. What else you got I took a little peek-see at some of your entries. I know that you were saying that you were having a hard time figuring out like your last one, which makes total sense. But tell us and the listeners what you got wrote down here for your second pick.
Well, Gerry and listeners, Breath of Fire needs a fucking comeback because holy shit, Capcom ran that bitch into the ground after the fifth game. Well, because there was the first two for SNES, 3 and 4 were on the PS1. 5 was on the PS2, and that was very different. 5 was more of like a roguelike. And there was this weird like dragon infection counter thing to where like if you didn't get out of the dungeon quick enough, you'd fucking die.
Was that Dragon Quarter?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And then 6, there was 6 was a mobile game, and then there was like a bunch after that were just a bunch of fucking stinky fucking mobile games. But yeah, they could totally bring it back from the dead. Just retcon. Maybe except for 6, because that was actually like a numbered entry in the series. They could retcon the rest of their little mobile snafus, make Breath of Fire 7, and do it like Visions of Mana. Make it just fucking elegant and extravagant. Everything's just colorful and gorgeous and like.
Yeah, it definitely that game franchise definitely lends itself to exactly what you're talking about, because like even going back now and looking at the pixel art on the Super Nintendo ones and on the the PS1 games, that has to be some of the craziest pixel art I've ever seen. Like, it's crazy. It's wild. Like,
even for like Breath of Fire 4, because it's got that like almost hand-drawn kind of style to it. But yeah, they put it on modern consoles, dude. You don't have to worry about any like. You don't have to worry about the constraints of like the SNES or the PS1. You could make it fully fucking 3D if you wanted. You can have
imagine the HD 2D thing, like what they've done with like Octopath and stuff. Like, imagine that game and that style.
Sweet.
Oh, dude, it would be so good.
They could have just super fucking insane dragon transformations. They could make the character sprites, whether it's in battle or whatever, even more detailed, because like Breath of Fire has always had really cool like anthropomorphic animal tribes with like different members joining you. Like Breath of Fire 2 had like a sentient plant man joining your party. There was like a horse man joining your party in like the first game.
I know with the first game, a lot of people, like, one of the biggest complaints was that the random encounters were like obscene, like just insane on like the maps and stuff. But there's actually a ROM hack that's like a quality of life hack that reduces the amount of insanely generated random encounters and stuff, and like some other things that they tweaked. So if you are gonna go back and try a Breath of Fire, like maybe seek out these ROM hacks, because man, it's been one of those it's like this and Legend of Dragoon are ones that I've like always been like, one of these days, man, I'm gonna play through these.
It's just one of those days.
It's just one of those days.
It's just one of those days.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And I think 1 and 2 were also remade for the Game Boy Advance, and I think those also had those like small fixes applied to them. But of course, the music isn't as good though, which sucks. And the graphic. The graphics are like, since it was on the GBA, the graphics kind of like they did with Harmony of Dissonance on GBA. They made the graphics like really bright, so it stood out on like the dark screen when you were playing the GBA in the dark. So the graphics kind of look washed out a little bit, but they have the random encounter fix, so they're kind of worth playing. But I mean, get the ROM hack. That's get
the ROM
hack that ROM, baby.
Hack them ROMs. a lot of my retro game playing started with ROMs. Like going back to Vim's Lair, man. That was my stomping grounds back in the day. Good old Vim's Lair.
Good old Vim.
Shout out to Vim. So one of the games that I discovered on Vim's Lair ages ago that I didn't know existed. I never ever seen it at my Blockbuster or nothing when I was a kid. I didn't have any prior knowledge to it. Is Demon's Crest. Have you ever played Demon's Crest?
I've played a little bit.
That's your weekend. That is your weekend rehab, dude. Do it. Because it is like, it's not that long. It's basically a Mega Man Metroidvania.
That's cool as fuck.
And it's got like some Dark Souls ass looking like crazy art style.
Fuck yeah.
Like, yeah, like that. It's weird that it is a spin-off of Ghouls and Ghosts. Like the little red gargoyle guy that like tries to kill you.
Firebrand?
That's him. That's who you play as. But then like as you progress through the game, every time like you finish a level and beat a boss, you get like some sort of power up. And like you can transform into like different demons and stuff. Like, dude, it's wild.
Fucking sweet. That sounds really fucking sweet, dude.
Oh man, it's fantastic. Like, I highly encourage you to play this game on the weekend and let me know what you think. Like, I bet you any money you'll throw it on and you'll just beat it. Like, you'll just play it through because it's so good. And like, there's like a world map in mode 7 that you fly around on, and like you can go to shops and stuff and like get upgrades. Like, it's fantastic. So like, I feel like I would like to see this come back. Keep that 2D aesthetic, because I mean, there's so many Metroidvania. Like, I mean, Jesus Christ, go on the Steam store and look up Metroidvanias. They come out once like there's a dozen fucking a month coming out of Metroidvanias, and I feel like probably, and like they're not all good. I'm a sucker for a Metroidvania, but like they ain't shit most of the time. I feel like and like this is a Capcom game. Like, come on. I feel like they could really do some really cool things with Demon's Crest. Because I mean, if like Lord knows we're never gonna get another Mega Man, for fuck's sakes. So at least give us Demon's Crest, which is kind of like demonic Mega Man.
It's a pretty tall order. Here's kind of one for you. So on the Game Boy, they have a game kind of predating Demon's Crest a little bit, Gargoyle's Quest.
Yeah,
it's like it's got turn-based battles, which is cool.
It does?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I knew that there was Gargoyles. Oh man, maybe I should play this game.
Make sure I'm doing that right though.
Yep, you are doing it right. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's platforming, Metroidvania kind of. Yeah. Turn-based battles. It's pretty sick. Throw on the Game Boy color filter shit to it, and then bada bing, bada boom.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try that shit out with my Analogue Pocket.
Oh, there you go. Do you have a physical copy of that bad boy?
Yep.
I saved your ass right there. Nintendo was they had the battering ramp. They were like, oh wait, he said physical copy. He's backed off fucking immediately.
Yep, you back the fuck off, Nintendo. And I'm taking my ROMs. if Nintendo shows up on my house and they're like, we're here to take your fucking ROM, they're getting a fucking
Qualcomm punch.
Mr. Robert Nintendo himself comes up to you in the middle of a dark alley. He's like, hand over them ROMs, bitch.
Mr. Nintendo. There's only two Misters in my life. There's the Mr. FPGA, and then there's the Mr.
Mr. 305, Dallas. I just want to tell you, que a mí me gusta la Pepsi.
Tell me $2 Pepsi. $2 Pepsi.
Dabba dee dabba day.
Oh man, that's the greatest shit ever. Hey, speaking of worldwide, Where the fuck is Power Stone 3, man?
Yeah, give
Let's,
us Power Stone 3, you cowards.
Fuck, I don't understand. Like, the Capcom was so gung-ho about this fucking series when the Dreamcast was out, because, I mean, what was it? It was
only
arcade
ever
and
on
Dreamcast.
Yeah, like arcade, but like home console, only ever Dreamcast, never ported, nothing.
Yeah.
It's just, it lived and died on Dreamcast.
Well, actually, there's a Power Stone collection on PSP, but like that's it. That is
There
it.
is?
Yeah. Both games are on PSP.
What a weird thing to do.
I know. Why wouldn't you fucking bring it to like PS2 or GameCube?
Yeah, like
something like.
But you know what's fun? It's crazy too, because I only recently, finally, like, I mean, I had heard of Power Stone for years and years and years and how good it is. Like, whenever people would talk about like, oh, I got a Dreamcast, what games should I try to get? People were like, get Power Stone games, like 1 and 2, get them, they're the best. And like, you know, we get hung up sometimes about trying to find like hidden gems like on consoles, especially like retro consoles and stuff. But I feel like sometimes it's easy to overlook the shit that's just absolute bangers that are well known on these consoles that just you may have never played. And I just always skipped it and overlooked it because I was like, yeah, like that's the one that everybody knows. I want to find some hidden gems though. But when I finally did play Power Stone 2, it was like, I couldn't believe how good that game was. I could not believe it. So go ahead. Tell me why this needs a revival though. Like tell me what you visualize.
Well, shit, man. Now that Smash Bros is basically like it's in the ground now. Like it's done. Smash Bros is basically no more. Now that that's done, Power Stone 2 or Power Stone 3 would be like the perfect fucking party game. It'd be the perfect like game to even playing online. Man, Power Stone 3 on modern consoles, they could do way more with it than they did with Power Stone 1 and 2. Like they could have way more extravagant levels, like way more players on the screen, even more fucking chaotic than it already was. Because in a game where you're on top of a fucking airplane that's like plummeting into the fucking ocean, and there's like rocket launchers and fucking katanas and fucking like robot missile launching cars that you can jump into and shoot your buddies with. It's and wild. Shit. They could make it even more insane. There's so much they could fucking do with it now, but they just refuse to touch it for whatever. And throw some crossover characters in there. Throw some Street Fighter in there.
Yeah, doesn't who is that? That's a Capcom game, right?
Yeah, it's Capcom. It's all Capcom.
Yeah, like Jesus Christ, dude. Give us some crossover shit with that. I mean, it was really fun to see the crossover stuff in Cannon Spike. If you're not familiar with Cannon Spike, that's it's like a top-down arcadey shoot 'em up ish, I guess. Like shoot 'em up, beat 'em up,
it's a shoot 'em up.
And as soon as I found out that Mega Man was a secret character, like if you just like hit left all the way over on the screen and go off screen to the character selection, you pick Mega Man, that he's the only one I picked ever. Like it was Cammy first, and then it was only ever Mega Man.
And they've also got Arthur from Ghouls and Ghosts,
yes.
Ghosts and Goblins.
Yes. Yeah, like that's what I mean, right? Like I think you're right. I think like Capcom could easily have their own, like, I mean, for Christ's sake, dude, Nickelodeon had their own fucking Smash game, for fuck's sakes.
I know, man.
Nickelodeon.
Capcom's got like, some really fucking recognizable characters under their belt, dude. Yeah, Mega Man. You got fucking anybody from Street Fighter. Yeah, Resident Evil, Ace Attorney, anything that's been in Marvel vs.
Monster
Capcom,
Hunter.
Just slap it in there. Slap it in Power Stone.
Throw a raptor in there.
Throw a Rathalos. Yeah, dude.
Or a Rathalos. I said
fucking,
raptor.
They have the Rathian and the Rathalos. There's a bunch. Fuck. They have Devil May Cry also, dude. Throw some Devil May Cry motherfuckers in there. They've got a bunch they could do.
I know. Dude, imagine a Power Stone level in like a Devil May Cry level or like a Monster Hunter level.
Or if they really want to take advantage of like all that hardware, you start off in one level from one game and then it like explodes or some shit happens. I don't know. And then you're in a Mega Man level, and then you get to the end of the Mega Man level, and then it's just like you're in like a
Sigma in the background and shit, like attacking you.
yeah, dude. You got the big bad guys from different Capcom games in the background, like Sigma from fucking Mega Man X. He's in the background.
Gigantos from Resident Evil 4 just in the background fucking shit up, chasing you.
You've got Miles Edgeworth from Ace Attorney. He's just like guilty. I don't know, dude. Yeah.
But you're just getting smacked with guilty. Like
you're just getting fucking sued. Mr. Robot. Yeah, they can do so much with that goddamn shit. It's still like fucking hotcakes, man. Easy money.
I know. Yeah. As soon as I seen that on your list, I was like, fuck, man. Yeah. Out of all the things on this list, I feel like that's the one that I could actually see getting a resurgence if they, you know what, Capcom, real quick, just want to talk to you one-on-one for a second. You can contact Aaron and I very easily. We're on all your socials and stuff. Just contact us, man. Like we'll help. We'll help. Like we know how to make you money. Okay. Like we'll make you more money than what's that Ace Attorney guy's name? What was his
objection? Miles Edgeworth.
We'll make you more money than Miles Edgeworth. I'll tell you that.
Here we go.
We'll represent you in court.
It could be so fucking easy. Oh my god, I don't know why. What's the fucking Capcom Cop Squat? Let me talk to you one-on-one. Also, I know you just got to talk to Jerry. Let me talk to you now too. What the fuck is the problem? What the fuck is your problem?
I know. Like, you know what? I would just throw Power Stone 3. Just make it the third one. You don't need to like reimagine anything. Just give us what Power Stone 2 was, throw a 3 on the end, and then put all of your fucking franchises in the game. And I promise you, Capcom, listen to me. Are you listening? Capcom,
honey, baby, sweetie. Honey, sweetie, baby, listen to me.
Oh, baby, love.
You money.
Holy shit. You'll print money. You'll print it. I promise. But don't print money because that's illegal. That's like downloading ROMs.
Yeah, you would. You wouldn't download a Goose Alfredo. You wouldn't download a half-drank can of Pepsi, $2 Pepsi. If they wanted to make, hey Capcom, if you want to make even more fucking money off of Power Stone 3, you could put in DLC with new guest characters from different fucking Capcom properties.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Writes itself, dude. I don't even have to I don't even think about that.
Could you imagine just at home one day scrolling through Twitter and all of a sudden it's like Capcom just announced that you can now play as Luke's forearms? Like Luke from
what?
Do you know Luke from Street Fighter 6?
Well, they're talking about either Luke Skywalker or Luke from Professor Layton. I was really confused.
No, man. That motherfucker's forearms could each be a playable character. They're massive. It's some wild shit. I like how you thought I was talking about an actual character. No, I'm talking about his forearms.
His forearms.
Just his forearms. His forearms. Not Goro.
All four of his arms.
The four of his arms.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Here's all the cool shit. All the cool shit they can have in Power Stone 3.
Fucking Okami.
Ace Attorney, yeah, Bionic Commando, Breath of Fire, Cyberbots,
Demon's Crest,
dude. Demon's Crest, yeah, Dead Rising, Devil May Cry, Dino Crisis.
Yeah, that's what I said. Put a raptor in there.
Fucking Final Fight, dude, Lost Planet. Yeah, Mega Man, Monster
Hunter. Do you understand? Capcom,
Yeah.
Listen to me, okay?
Capcom,
listen to me. Do you understand how much money people would throw at you if you had a raptor from Dino Crisis and a Rathalos fighting each other in the background of fucking Raccoon City? Do you understand that the internet would collapse in and of itself? It would be the most insane shit.
And then it's in Power Stone, when you collect, I think it's like 5 of those like superpower gems, you do your like ultra move. With the raptor, if you collect all 5, it's just like a swarm. It's just like either a swarm of raptors or it transforms into like a giant raptor and just fucking eats you, and then game over.
Or you know what? If we're gonna try to be current, you could throw in that what's that new game, that live service that they have out? Exoprimal. Yeah. Just have it rain raptors from Exoprimal.
Yeah, dude. Oh my fucking god. The DayZ of dinos.
Yep. But yeah, Capcom, seriously, like, smarten up, man. Yep. Woman, child, whatever you are, whatever thing I envision you being, gelatinous cube. I don't give a shit.
Get a hold of my secretary.
Yep. Do it.
What you got, Gerry?
All right, I got one more for you. Okay. So this is one that I've known about for years. I've played it off and on. It's only been recently that my buddy brought it to my attention and was like, "Dude, you have to try playing some FZero GX. It's insane." And I was like, "Yeah, I know FZero." He was like, "No. Like, this is something else." And I threw it on and I was like, holy shit, dude. FZero GX.
It's fast.
Fucks hard and loud.
For a long time, dude.
It does. It fucks like the kids are at the babysitters for the night. Shout out to all the dads.
Oh fuck, man. Oh shit.
But it does. It's insane. It's like, it's unlike any other racer I've ever played. Like, it's an arcadey, like I've stated before that FZero is kind of like one of the best. It is one of the best racing games I've ever played because it is so different. Like, I would say that it's way more intense than like Mario Kart. Mario Kart's fun and it's accessible because everybody knows Mario Kart. Yeah. You can't be like, "Hey, Aunt fucking Lucy, do you want to come over and play FZero GX?" She's going to shit her pants. She's going to die. You're going to need to call 911 because she's not going to understand how fast she's going.
Yeah, dude, she's going to have a fucking stroke.
Yeah, man. Like, it's wild and like it's very intense. And I feel like the point that I'm getting at here is that FZero 99, I know, just kind of came out like, what was that, last year, the year before? The Switch Online thing that they did?
Yeah, I think it was just like earlier, or like really late 2023. I'm pretty sure.
Look, Nintendo, I appreciate. Nintendo, can I talk to Nintendo one-on-one for a second?
Hey Nintendo, pull up a seat. There's little free Oreos underneath your chair. Let's chat. Let's powwow.
I appreciate what you like, the effort. Like, you let us know that you didn't forget that FZero is a good game. I haven't forgotten that you forgot about Star Fox. That's gone by the wayside, and I don't even believe that Metroid Prime 4 is in development. I don't believe that, even though you keep saying it is. But it was nice to see that FZero 99 showed up and was like, "Hey, we still own this franchise and we can still do something with it." But to me, that wasn't the FZero game that deserves to come out for FZero fans. I'm not even a diehard FZero fan, but I feel like fans of the game, albeit liked 99, they would absolutely crumble if something like GX came out, like a proper FZero sequel, like GX came out.
Hard agree.
Now.
Hard agree.
Bring that shit back. Bring back the intensity, and like, just again, kind of like what we were saying with Power Stone. Bring in crazy maps that are like crossovers and stuff. Everybody likes a crossover now. And I'm not even opposed to it. Like, give me a crossover in an FZero game. Like, bring some wild shit in there. I would love to annihilate my opponents and go faster than light in fucking Kirby's Dreamland. Like, that would be crazy to see Kirby like riding past. Oh my god, put Kirby as an unlockable character on his little star.
That'd be cool, dude.
Right?
You know what? Hey, Nintendo, while you're at it, revamp the ship customization shit too, because you could make your own ship in GX. So yeah, revamp it a little bit. Make some cooler shit, man. Like, let me put a fucking propeller on it, even though it won't do a goddamn thing. Let me put a fucking propeller on it, just for like,
I mean,
aesthetics sake.
What if the propeller though, like when somebody's in front of you, they get hit? Because like that's the thing about FZero. It's all about like, kind of actively trying to damage everybody without like the use of like the Mario Kart power-ups. It's all about like, I'm gonna ram my shit into this car. Like, you just it's like a violent tendency. You get that rival thing showing you who your rival is, and you're like, that motherfucker, I'm gonna ram into him like I'm driving a fucking 97 Toyota Corolla. Like, you best believe.
The most dispensable car known to man.
You can't kill him. You can't kill a Toyota Corolla.
Dude, I played a shit ton of F-Zero GX as a kid, and yeah, man, I fucking tell you what, that's those fucking the higher tier like
It's
Grand Prix
hard,
cups.
man.
Yeah, like I think the highest one I got to was like the Emerald Cup or something. And those tracks, like the higher you get, the more tracks the higher tier you get in the Grand Prix, like the higher tier cup you get to, the less walls and borders you see on tracks.
I know.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's like if you miss a turn, if you blink for like a second, and like a turn comes up, you're dead last place. Like, you're
and
fucked
see,
the
I
entire
feel like
race.
more than ever, people really like a challenging game. You know, like, again, I don't try to come off as like this. I play Dark Souls. That's what I play. I play Dark Souls, so I know how to play video games. But like the Dark Souls thing kind of reinvigorated hard games. Like, bring back those hard games, like even shit like Celeste, like those 2D kind of
Super
things
Meat
that
Boy.
were just like, yeah, like bring back the difficulty in a racer. Like, and I understand like some of those like sim racers and stuff. Yes, they can be quite difficult, but for different reasons. The thing that I always think about is the fact that if I throw on any Mario Kart, I mean any Mario Kart right now, I can put it up to 150 cc's and whatever cup, I can almost guarantee you that I'm going to get first.
You're on.
And if not first,
you're
at
on,
least
motherfucker.
second. Like, I'm good at Mario Kart, but like, I threw on F-Zero GX, and in the first cup, I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, I am not doing good. I was like and like, there's so many people. I was like, what do you mean I'm in 20th place? Like, it was crazy. And I feel like translating the difficulty, the intensity, the speed. Dude, the speed. Can you imagine a fucking F-Zero on like whatever the next Switch console is? If they somehow manage to do like
120 FPS.
frames. Could you imagine an F-Zero and 120 just going like
I think
blast
my fucking
off
brain
fucking
would
speeds?
melt.
Oh, dude, it would be so, oh my god.
My brain would turn into soup, dude. That's I don't know,
want it,
man. Yeah, me too.
I want it so bad. Oh, god damn. We should parsec some GX sometime.
And Power Stone. We still got to do Power Stone.
Yeah, we got to do Power Stone night. We got to do Power Stone night with some of the homies. But yeah, that's my list. That's your list. That's our 6 games that we feel like need to come back from the dead. Throw some Phoenix Downs on them. You know, pop a Ouija board out real quick.
Well,
contact Nintendo and Capcom.
let me spit out a quick honorable mention to Golden Sun. Bring back Golden Sun.
Oh shit! Yep, of course. Now you'll be upset and maybe a little excited to know that I've never played Golden Sun.
It's on Switch. Or I mean,
You know what else is
put
going to
on
be
the
on?
Mister, honestly. The Mister. Analogue Pocket.
Mm-hmm. You're goddamn right. That's the perfect way to play it on the Analogue Pocket.
I forgot to put a game on the random game recommendation thing, so draw it out for a little bit. Let me find one real fast. I'll find a good one. Power up this little bitch real quick.
Oh, what is it that you have again? What is the thing?
It's the Anbernic RG 353.
Does that have an L2 and R2?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. I've actually heard that that's a very like competent little retro emulator thing.
Yeah,
that's running Botocera, right?
Mine's running it just showed it. Mine's running Arc OS. Botocera, it's one of the other ones that you can put on it. The stock one, this model only ships with Linux. Okay. But you can put Botocera on it.
Botocera is Linux, yeah.
Yeah.
Arc OS is decent too. That's like the RetroArch thing, right?
Yeah, it's all RetroArch and shit.
Yep.
I
like RetroArch.
I have my recommendation.
Good. All right. Well, why don't we cut to a commercial break before we get to our recommendations, before we start spitting out what we feel like is the most recommended games?
Yes.
Recommended. All right. Well, let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back for our
with more
closing.
Chappelle Show.
Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305, down in today. I just want to tell you, que a mí me gusta la Pepsi.
So batteries, once you use up all the juice in them and they're done, that sucks. I mean, you could recycle them, throw them in the trash. But what if I were to tell you there's another use for those batteries other than sitting in a landfill or having to send them off to a recycle center? What if I were to tell you that you could eat them? You could eat them. You could feed your family. Say you use up like 4 AA batteries in like a remote control car, or in your fat fucking DirecTV remote. 4 AA batteries in a fucking remote, dude. That's obscene. That's disgusting.
Or the 32 batteries that you have to use on a Game Gear.
Yeah, fucking, oh my god. But no more. Well, I mean, not no more, because you do still use the batteries, but now they won't be taking up space in your trash or the landfill, because as soon as those batteries are done, you just put them on a plate, put them in the microwave, put them in. Please make sure that these are edible batteries only and not like regular batteries. But
yeah, you don't want to throw a Duracell in the microwave. But yeah, Aaron, there's never been a better time to try out a battery, an edible battery, not the brand name ones. Don't do that, listeners. Do not do. You make sure at the end of this ad that you're going to edible batteries for me / Aaron is the king of edible batteries.org.
Edible battery king, da da da. Yeah, the edible batteries. I mean, yeah, you could eat them raw like a hot dog if you wanted, but like raw hot dogs are just like, why eat a raw hot dog when you could boil it, you could microwave it, you could deep fry it if you fucking want to, throw it on the grill.
I mean, you could take a handful of edible batteries, throw them in a bun, go grab all those pennies that are no longer used in our economy, melt them down into some delicious copper, and just drizzle that shit over it. There you go. You got a copper battery dog.
Yeah, dude, grind them up real good. Grind up those batteries real good. Oh, yeah. Boom. Battery chili. Boom.
I mean, where was this in the 90s when you're sitting on a flight from fucking Ohio to, dude, I don't know geography. Ohio to Florida. Nebraska.
Mr. Worldwide, 305. Mr. 305.
You know, you're sitting there with your game. You're sitting there with your Game Gear, and it's like, oh shit, these batteries are about to die, but they're gonna feed my whole fucking family. And you turn around and you just start giving them out piecemeal to all the McAllisters, and then you realize that you forgot Kevin at home.
You eat the battery number 9, and you're like, Kevin. Dude, could you imagine some kid on a flight? Just imagine a kid with a Game Gear on a flight. First of all, we had a kid with a Game Gear on a flight. His Game Gear dies. He's like, oh, gee, Ma, I forgot to pack the extra AA. And then he just opens up the back, takes out a battery, and just.
And then he realizes that it's not an edible battery, and then he dies. Because that's what'll happen if you don't eat edible batteries. You'll die. So don't eat real batteries, okay? You eat the edible ones.
My insides are clam chowder now. And then, yeah.
Then you got to make an emergency flight stop somewhere that you don't want to be. Now you don't. Now you have to rely on no batteries, playing a Game Gear that doesn't work now. You can't plug it in because it's the 90s. You just eat the edible batteries. Don't bother with the non-edible ones.
You wouldn't make a plane make an emergency landing. You would buy not inedible batteries. Buy
you wouldn't
batteries.
Download a non-edible battery.
You wouldn't cook a goose, or maybe you would.
Who knows? But tell them, Aaron, where can they go to get edible batteries?
Fuck, I don't remember that website. Ediblebatteries.com / Aaron is the king of batteries com / podpage.com link.tr.ee.
And what was the LinkedIn address? Edible batteries. Check them out.
Yes. Delicious.
All right, and we are back. We're back to close it out. And of course,
back in black.
As always, we are going to close with a random recommended game. And I'm going to continue saying that. Not because I know my mistake, but now I'm going to play on it. Because I tend to fuck up words pretty often. So
me too, man. It's okay.
Random recommended games. I'll take it away first, I guess. My friend who I talk about quite a bit on this show and on Super Ghost, friend of the podcast, Dallo. He is a wealth of retro game libraries and just knowledge. He randomly one night was like, dude, I can't stop playing Beach Spikers. And I was like, the fuck is that? And he was like, it's a volleyball game. And I was like, why? Is it like Dead or Alive or something? He's like, not even. And he was like, what if I told you like a super intense volleyball game with timed hits? And I was like, tell me more. Tell me more. I played this game at his house last weekend, and let me tell you, this game is fucking wild, dude. It is so intense. It's so intense. I went around the world. Like, I was touring. It was crazy. Not with Pitbull. He existed, I guess, back then, but he wasn't Mr. Worldwide. He wasn't shit. He was still like 5'7" back then. So
what a short bitch.
But yeah, no, Beach Spikers, it is a volleyball game, but it's by Sega. It's like, it's very arcadey, and it's just so fun. It's so simple, but so fun. It's very challenging. Like once I started getting into like the higher cups, like it started getting quite challenging, and I could see the appeal of it. Like, even if you don't like sports or anything, like you could just turn this on and very quickly pick up on like the gameplay style and stuff. And yeah, it like 100%, if you have access to this game, play it any way you can, just try it out and you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's fantastic. Aaron, What you got for us?
First off, I have nothing against short people. I am 6'2". Don't listen to the allegations. I'm just kidding. I
mean, I am vertically challenged myself. I'm only 5'6".
That's fine. That's fine. I have it's all Pitbull. I just still don't care for Pitbull.
It really bothers me to know that I would have to look up to Pitbull.
Oh man, yeah. Oh.
Even if it's slightly, it's still more than I would want to.
Hey, the game I'm recommending is another Sega game. It's Defenders of Oasis on Game Gear, a game that eats batteries that you could then eat batteries. Defenders of Oasis, as far as I know, it's not at all related to like Beyond Oasis or Legend of Oasis.
Is it
Genesis?
Not that?
It's not. It's different. It's a turn-based RPG, and yeah, you play it. The main character you play as is this prince. Basically, the bad guys are out to resurrect this evil god, and you're basically just going along from place to place, going to stop stop the resurrection of that evil god. And you only ever have your party of 3 characters, so you get pretty early in the game. So there's your prince, who is like an all-rounder, basically. You get a genie, who is your only spellcaster. And then the other person is like Salim. He's like this blade dancer guy, so he's like really quick, and he can land like multiple hits in one attack, and he's really agile and stuff like that. But yeah, I first discovered this game, oddly enough, on the 3DS Virtual Console, because they had a shit ton of awesome Game Gear games on there. Yeah. And yeah, it's pretty cool. There's the enemies.
And you said it's a turn-based RPG?
Yeah, dude. Yep.
I'm a sucker for a turn-based RPG, so I might have to check that out.
The visuals are pretty fucking cool for your for the Game Gear. Holy shit! Actually, I think there is a 4th playable character. What the? I must not have gotten them then. One sec. Let me look this up real fast. Here we go. Hardcore Gaming 101. Nope. Whatever. Yeah, I guess there's 4 characters, but yeah, it's a good game.
Sweet. Good stuff. Well, that takes us to the end here. I just want to thank everybody for listening. Thank you for checking us out. Thank you for supporting this podcast. And if you're a supporter of our other podcasts, Super Pod Saga and Super Ghost Radio, thanks for all of that. And yeah, just thanks for coming in here and getting some R&R with us today. But yeah, Aaron, your podcast stuff is over on superpodsaga.com. Everything is there. Socials, Patreon if you're so inclined. The whole entire fucking 90 episode feed is there. superpodsaga.com. You wouldn't download Toyota Corolla. I don't fucking know. Yep. And you can get our stuff, obviously Super Ghost Radio, and all the Super Ghost stuff. We're on YouTube at super_ghost, on Twitter at Super Ghost Radio, on Instagram at Super Ghost Radio as well. And then, of course, Retro Rehab has its own Twitter account. That's Retro Rehab Pod. And yeah. Or is it? Wait. What's our Twitter account?
I just tagged it in a tweet. Yeah, at Retro Rehab Pod.
Yep. Retro Rehab Pod. There you go. Get at it. And yeah, in the meantime, Aaron is going to represent Wario in a court of law to get him a plea deal for indecent exposure.
And Gerry is going to head it down into this man cave, slam a 6er of Slim Fast, and speedrun Excitebike.
Yeah, I am. We will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.